The type of group I'll be forming is Healthy Relationships. It will be a short-term, open group that will rotate through the school year. It will run 2 times a year, September through October and in January through February. The first group will be for women only, ages 18 through 23. Members will be recruited by advertisements in the local college newspaper and flyers around the campus. It will also be promoted in school announcements and by the College Career Center. Students will then complete a questionnaire, and if those returned, interviews will be conducted to ensure they are a good fit for the group. Members will be screened to make sure that they are not currently experiencing psychopathology. Since it will be a psychoeducational group, it will not have the support to manage severe psychopathology. Suicidality will also be screened out, as well as highly aggressive personalities. The first group will be females only, but the second group in the spring will be male and female. The members will be voluntary, but will be asked to commit for the full 8 weeks. There will be 8 to 12 people maximum per group. The first group will be led by one leader, and the second group will have the leader plus a co-facilitator. As this is primarily a psychoeducational group, it focuses on developing cognitive, affective, and behavioral skills. The theory used for this group will be solutions-focused brief therapy, which aims at helping members to envision what they would like to be different in their lives and working on small, attainable goals. Questions are asked from a position of curiosity and openness to allow the member the space to explore possible solutions. The initial clip that you'll be seeing here is the pre-screening, where members are selected for this group. Hi, Mina. So as we're about to start this group, I just wanted to do a few interviews just so that we could get to know each other a little more. I wanted to see what you think would be something that you could bring to the group, how you would benefit or it would benefit you, just what information that you have, and why you're interested in being a part of this group.
I'm just here to tell those other girls to stay the hell away from my man. I need to make sure that my man is my man. I work too damn hard to make him love me. I don't want nothing to come between us, and I see that camera right there. I see you, Jessica. I know you're watching. You better stay the hell away from my man. He is mine. He is mine.
All right. Thank you. We'll get back to you soon. Hi, so your name is Macy, and I was just wondering, kind of doing some interviews to see if we would be a good fit for you, and then also, I wanted to ask you some questions as far as, like, what do you think this group is for? What do you think would be helpful to you? How do you think that you could contribute to being a member of the group?
I need help.
Oh, okay.
My friends keep hurting people. The bunny in the sky, it's right behind you. It's telling me that I need to come or it'll kill me.
Oh. All right, then. So we'll get to you in about a week. Okay? How does that sound? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, Jessica. So, what is it that brings you here? What do you think you could contribute or learn from this group? What do you think this group is all about?
Well, I'm just saying, like, who wouldn't want me in this group, you know? Like, I'm just saying I could do your job. I could lead it. I could tell you a thing or two about what you should do, you know? Just the way you started this whole thing, I could do it so much better. Don't worry, honey, I'm a pro, though. This whole get-up with interviews and such, obviously I didn't need one. I think, you know, like, it's me. I could help you run this up. I'm just here for you.
All right. Well, we'll be wrapping up interviews soon, and we'll get back to you by the end of this week. Thank you. So this is an example of the initial stage that we'll be performing behind here.
Well, you see, my boyfriend and I just have such a hard time communicating. I really think it's his family. I mean, I wish they could just get their stuff together, you know? Maybe that would help. Maybe we wouldn't have such problems. I mean, I know he loves me. It's just, he doesn't really understand me that well. I mean, he's a great guy, actually. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I feel bad even just saying that he doesn't understand me, but he's actually genuinely a really good guy, and I think he's amazing. I don't want you guys to, you know, think he's a bad guy. It's just, we're having a hard time this week, and we've been talking about family roles, you know, and I don't know, I want to change something, but I don't know what to change. Can I even do anything about it?
So you want to change something. What is it? I mean, you said that you and your boyfriend argue about things, but can you help us to understand a little bit more about that? And ideally, like as your conversation with him begins to transform and become something more positive, how do you think that's going to feed into his relationship with his family, with his friends?
I have the opposite problem. The last time I had a boyfriend, I couldn't keep the relationship because he said my family was too draining. It's like people can somehow see my family on my shoulders or like around me all the time. And I love my family. Like, I feel like I don't know what to say anymore because it's like I hear my family in my head constantly telling me what to do. I don't like it when we argue, or so I have to keep my mouth shut. I don't know what to say. I can't be myself. Like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I don't know how to be alone or be like overlooked or anything.
So, list some ways in which you have been overlooked. I mean, who in your life has overlooked you? This next scene is a transition stage of group therapy where some difficult issues surface between group members.
You know, I just realized that last week, when you were talking about feeling so alone, I felt targeted. Because it seemed like your lack of boundaries with your family was directed at me. Because I want my boyfriend to get away from his family, River. And the way you looked at me just made me feel like I should shut up and just be grateful I have a boyfriend. And I don't know what to say.
So, River, what are your thoughts on that as Song shares this with you?
I don't feel comfortable saying anything.
River, would you be willing to talk about that some more?
I feel like she should be grateful she has someone in her life. She complains a lot, but she doesn't realize that it makes most of us, like, we don't have anybody. So to me, I feel like because I try to keep the peace in my family, it's hard for me to just leave them behind. I feel like she doesn't understand that it's not always easy to abandon your family even for somebody you love.
This next scene is a brief clip of the working stage, utilizing the check-in process to give members time to bring forward issues that might still be lingering from the previous session. Alright, so we talked through some hard issues last week related to boundaries, and I just wanted to check in to see how everyone's doing. Could you please share, in a brief sentence or two, some things that might still be lingering for you?
I just feel like I can't say anything. If I open up about my struggles, I offend someone. And I just want to be able to feel like I can say things without having to censor them, and I don't feel like I can do that now.
Thank you so much for sharing. I know that must have been difficult for you. Do you mind if we get back to it a little later in the session to allow others in the group to check in as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about for you, River?
I feel like I shouldn't have said anything at all. I mean, I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but I felt like I needed to get it off my chest. And I'm sorry if I hurt any feelings. I didn't mean to. That was not my intention.
In the final stage, I'll be working with the members to wrap up any final thoughts and any things that they can take away from the group experience. Alright, so as we wrap up this group, I just wanted to check in to see in what ways has this group been meaningful for you? And what are some things that you learned that you most want to remember and take away with you?
Well, I've learned that there's such a thing as healthy conflict, and I've learned to talk through my frustrations. It's made things a whole lot easier with my relationship with my boyfriend and with his family and establishing boundaries. And I feel like I can really talk to them without getting offended so easily.
Thank you. And what about you, River?
I learned that it's okay to do things for myself. My family is important, but my happiness is also. I need to stop jumping to try and fix things and learn to be okay even when others around me are crappy.
Thank you. As I wrap up this video, there are some final points I want to leave you with. Conflict may arise during any stage of the group, and at those times it is critical to ensure that group members feel safe in the group by addressing the conflict immediately. In the case of River and Song, it would have been helpful to have them face each other and talk about their fears, being vulnerable, and their concerns about being judged by one another. In addition, there are cultural considerations to be aware of. Some members may come from collectivistic families and may view topics such as establishing boundaries, family roles, and self-care as contradictory to their beliefs and values. It's important to work with the members to understand how different family dynamics may impact their understanding of healthy relationships. From the theoretical perspective of solution-focused counseling, it would be wise to obtain ongoing feedback about the usefulness of interventions and changing them as needed to ensure cultural relevance. Thank you for your time.